What's up? What's up? This is April. What's up, my TCG fam? And we are live. Make sure that my volume is on. Okay, so I'm just getting set up. This is going to be a really quick live, super quick. Okay, so that is on. Okay, so I just wanted to come on and talk about Finesse2tymes for just a moment. I've been watching this thing with him and his mom. And I don't like to get into people's, personal business and everything. I don't like to do that. But I haven't heard anybody come to this man's defense like it's needed. It's really needed. Let me make sure that y'all can still hear me. And I'm going to tell you why. Everybody is bashing him. You got his peers. You got his, other people in the industry. They're all laughing at him and, his enemies. And, when you come from the street, you got enemies. You don't want your mom to be out on the internet talking about what you didn't do and blah, blah, blah. And, oh my goodness. Because when you come from places like where he's from, when you come from the trenches, it's like everything is a flex. So the last thing that you need is for your own mama to come out saying some embarrassing stuff like that about you, what you didn't do, what you didn't pay. And let me just say this, because I had to write some stuff down. Okay. That's the last thing you want. Now, it's embarrassing enough for like a baby mother or your ex-girlfriend. You would expect somebody like that to come out bashing you on the internet. The last person that you would expect to come out bashing you on the internet is your mother. And I'm going to tell you right now, that man, he may not have said it at any point yet. He may not have said nothing. But I'm going to tell you right now, he's got to be hurt. More than embarrassed, more than all that, because he's trying to act tough and he's trying to, he's because of where we're from, we fight with the same energy. So he's giving her the same energy, right? He was giving her the same energy. And so he came back, like bashing her, I guess. Which I know he didn't want to do. That hurt him probably even more. Okay. But that was his way of protecting his feelings, protecting his heart. So, but I'm sure that man is really hurt right now after his mom came out and did that. Let me say this. There are so many of our brothers that's out here doing God knows what, going to jail, doing stuff that they should not be doing, trying to get to a certain place really quick. Okay? Why do people try to get to a place really quick? Because of peer pressure. Because somebody in your life have told you, no, you can't take 5 years to get there. You got to do it in 2 months. So you got our brothers out here. They go out here and they be trying to do stuff really quick, like life is short. You know what I'm saying? They go out here and try to make money fast, which is usually... Okay, I'm still there. Let me put it on Do Not Disturb here. Okay. So that should do it. That should do it. So we got this, so we got our brothers out here doing God knows what stuff that they should not be doing, trying to get to a certain place up here really quick instead of going through the motion like everybody else, like you're supposed to, you know, to keep you out of trouble anyway. And people wonder why. Why are so many of our brothers thinking that they have to make $1 million by the time that they're 25? Why? You know what I'm saying? It's great to be ambitious. That's great. We don't want to take anybody's ambition, but there's a way to keep yourself out of trouble for sure to get to these places. And when you have your own mom, your own mama, okay, the person that you probably love more than anybody, especially when you were raised with just your mom, you probably love that lady more than anybody in the whole world. And when you have your own mama come out and bashing you, even if she didn't come out, even if she said it to you, even if it was not even out like that, and you got your mama making you feel like you're not doing enough for her, that, imagine what that would make a person do. Probably anything. So why are we putting that kind of stress on these brothers like that? Why are we putting that on them? Like, this man is not, I could see if he was like, you know, he had money like Jay-Z. I could see if he had money like Kanye, you know, then, you know, we could say, why is your mom in a rental house? You know what I'm saying? Then that we could be questioning stuff like that. But I mean, this man is not, his money is not running long like Jay-Z or Kanye. You know what I'm saying? This is a man that's really at the beginning of his career. He's not really hit the beast of his career. You know what I'm saying? So he's not at the you know, because honestly, if he was at that point in his career, then his mom wouldn't have been in a rental anyway. He would own you know what I'm saying? It would be a different kind of situation. So for her to even, for her to not even, because, you know, not, like I said, I'm not trying to judge, and I don't like to get into people's private business, but honestly, where is her responsibility? Why isn't she, what the world is she doing to take care of herself? And she's not even an old, she's not no old lady. This lady is probably my age. Like, she's not an old lady. So you mean to tell me, you remember Real Love, Mary J. Blige, that first album, Real Love. So after that first album, Mary J., her mom was still in the projects. I'm sure she's not now, of course, but at that time she was, because you have to give a person time to get to the beast of the money. You know, when they start becoming the beast, then they're making the money that where they can go buy you a house. You know what I'm saying? Or you can come live in their house that they own. But until then, you can't be putting that kind of pressure on somebody at the beginning of their career like that. That's crazy to me. Putting that kind of pressure on that man. And now every time I've seen him on the last few weeks after all this stuff has come out, every time I've seen him on social media, he's been in a hotel room. So that lets, I don't know if he's touring, I don't know his, you know, I don't follow him like that, but it's clear that, you know, because from my understanding, he was living in the same spot as the mom. So that was a rental. So come on now. He's not in that place yet. He's not in that place, lady. So I think she needs to pull back. If she doesn't want something bad to happen to her son, like jail or worse than that, she needs to pull that pressure off and let him build his career. Let him get to where he needs to be, because the boy looks stressed. The man looks like he's stressed. He's stressed the fuck out, and I don't blame him. I would be stressed too. You talking about your own mom putting that kind of pressure on you? What kind of person are you? Why doesn't she have a job? Her son is not to that level. Why don't you have a job? Why are you dependent on that boy like that? Look at Monica. Monica, now she had money. Her money was long. Monica's mom retired from the airport. Her mom stayed at that Atlanta airport and worked all that time until that late. Not Monica. The Candace from Escape. Candace mom worked until she retired from the Atlanta airport, and that girl was she was past Escape. She was then producing. She wrote the songs for TLC. She was into that production money, and her mom was still working at the Atlanta airport. And Candace bought her home, and she was still working at the Atlanta airport. So I don't know where Finesse2tymes, I don't know where his mom, I don't know where her frame of mind is to think that she could just be, that he's just not in that place yet to be, for you to just drop everything and put all the responsibility on this man. That's crazy. And you know, he's gotta, like, he's being in the hip-hop industry, you gotta stay with this image, you know, you gotta, like, you know, because you gotta sell yourself as an artist. You can't just be out, you know, looking all, you know what I'm saying, you gotta impress the hip-hop fans, and most of the hip-hop fans, you know, gotta be with the glitter and stuff. So, you know, let him build his career. That's just all to it. I just can't believe that lady, and then for her to come out, okay, because, you know, I know that the ghetto mentality, you know, one person get a little bit of money in the family and everybody, just an impoverished way of thinking. And so that's one thing. But if you see the boy can't do it, or if he didn't do it for whatever reason, whatever was the reason, don't embarrass your son on the internet. Why would you do that? Why would you hurt that man like that? It ain't that bad. Ain't nothing worse. Ain't nothing. You know how many men, you know how many mothers out here wish that they would have not put pressure on their son, or wish that they would have said, son, it's okay. It's okay. Keep going to apply for those jobs. You're gonna get one. Take your time. It's gonna come. Don't rush. It's okay. Instead of just like, you're gonna have to get out. That's, you know, because sometimes black moms, because people be saying like, okay, single moms, they cripple their sons. So some people, because people have said that so much, some moms be unrealistic with their demands with their sons. So they be like, you're gonna have to get out, and you know what I'm saying? And you cannot expect a child, or expect an adult even. You cannot expect an adult to do what you never showed them. Hello. How can you expect an adult to do what you never showed them? And I don't understand that. And then you're going to sit there and fuss at them. You know what I'm saying? It is not. And another thing too, if you listen to how they grew up, right? They were very poor. How they grew up. And I hope that women know, when you are impoverished, when you grow up and you're raising these kids in these very, very poor situations, that is your fault. That's your fault. That's your fault. That's your responsibility. That's all to it. That's your responsibility. So it is your responsibility as a parent to teach your children what you want them to know. If you don't show them. If you don't show it, then how are they going to know? So some black women, y'all be saying things to y'all kids as adults. Y'all be talking like, oh, you're not doing this, you're not. What are you doing? What did you do to show them how to do better? Did you show them how to do better? Or did you just yell it because it makes you feel good to say it? And I'm going to tell you something right now. It's nothing in this world. It would have to be something like some kind of violent crime against one another for me to come out on an internet and bash one of my kids. That just I don't even understand how somebody could do that. You cannot be, something's wrong there. Something's wrong. Because you know what, if and it's okay for her, you can get excited because sometimes people, he might have said, Mama, I made it. And she could have thought her made it to her could have been, oh, he's that's my little Jay-Z. Okay. And she drops everything from in Tennessee. She drops everything, moves over to Texas. And let me turn this off for a minute. Somebody looking at me. Moves over to Texas. And so, her mentality, she drops everything and moves. She's like, okay, my son made it. And whatever happened, where she's about to be evicted, whatever, why would she go on the internet? What was the point of that? So she does that to, I'm assuming, embarrass him, because she knows, she have to know that was going to be embarrassing. She have to know that his enemies, all his enemies that he's got, oh, they're going to get him. They're going to rub this in his face. She has to know that. She has to know that she's going to hurt that man's feelings. What the world? What in the world? Why would she do that? She could have just very well have been disappointed. It's okay to be disappointed. We have the right as a parent to be disappointed at any time that we feel like we need to be disappointed. But why did she go to the internet and publicly shame that man? I don't get that at all. Why didn't she just say, okay, I'm about to be evicted. Man not paying this stuff. I can't pay it because I've dropped everything. I can't pay it. It is what it is. And just whatever you said on the internet, why just didn't pick up the phone and say it to him if you think he needs to hear that. Or excuse me. Or why you just didn't I don't get it. So yeah, that's my take on that. And I want to say a message for Finesse2tymes. And I hope that someone has told this man this. But the message is, it is not your fault. It is not your fault. And this too shall pass. And love your mother. Love your mother. She did not mean to do what she may have done. She did not mean to call. And she is very proud of you and what you've accomplished so far. She is very proud of you. She loves you. Y'all look just alike. You're her baby. Y'all look just alike. And, everybody makes mistakes. So, in her time of anger, she lost control of her mind a little bit. and she went on the internet. Bad decision, bad choice. But y'all, don't let this destroy the relationship between you and your mom. But you did a very good job, and you're gonna be even bigger than what you are. This is the beginning of your career. Because I'm gonna tell you right now, and a matter of fact, I want to play that if I can park. If I'm at my destination before I stop the live, I want to play what I heard. It was a freestyle that he did. Because like I said, I don't follow Finesse2tymes until this situation happened on the internet. I did not follow this man. But I've been listening to him since, this situation happened. I wanted to get a feel for, how his mind is. And when I listened to his music, I'm like, how in the heck? What? It didn't match. Because I'm like, wait, he's got the mentality of a person that came from where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? Like, family is like your mom, your blood. Like that. You don't do that. You don't do that to each other. That's just not how it's done. And that's why I'm really shocked at his mom's behavior, because that's just not something you do. Not for no money. You don't do that, not for no money. Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, I was listening to his music and I'm like, okay, I like the way he's got that he still raps with the hunger. You know how a lot of people, like, they when they're not as rich, you know what I'm saying, they're still like, you can hear the hunger in their lyrics. They still talk about stuff as if they're still living right there in the situation, so you can relate to it in a certain way, because they're living right there in it. But then when they get to a certain money making point, it's like they lose touch of that and they have to start rapping about it. You know what I'm saying? But he's still in that hunger phase, that hunger stage. So I really like his stuff. And then that freestyle that he did, that's going around, it was like, I almost came to tears. It almost brought me to tears. I was like, wow, this man is hungry. When I say the man is hungry, I'm talking about, like, this man should be, he is going to be bigger than what he is. He is going to be bigger than what he is, as long as his legal troubles don't get him. Because the man is hungry. And he's very talented. He's got one of those gifts. He's got a gift from God that it's not forced. His gift is not, his talent is not forced. And I'm telling you, he's gonna be big. And you know what? This situation right here just might be what takes him to the next level, because now it's not just the local community that's it's reaching a broader audience because of what his mom did. So hey, everything happens for a reason. Maybe that's why. And that's a message to him. Maybe this was your way of being able to step into that next level, step up to that next level, because you got now this other audience that's come in, listening to you, listening to your music, and they're like, we want artists like you in mainstream. So maybe that's what it is. Maybe that's what has happened. But I don't want him to feel embarrassed. I don't want him to feel bad. I don't want him to be hurt. That's the whole thing. We got to make sure that we take care of our brothers and build them, not break them down. You know what I'm saying? We cannot break these men down. We cannot do that. Not as a mother. The mama, they look to us for comfort. Even as grown men, they still look to you for security, for safe. That's their safetyness. That's their safe space with their mom or their grandma. If you ask most not even young, but most black men, if you ask them, who is your most safest person that you feel safest with, Your heart. Who's your heart safest with? They're going to say their mom or their grandma. And that's why I say I hope that he's not hurt to the point where it's affecting his ability to shine. So that would be my message to this man. Just keep on going and look at this as a stepping stone. And your mom still loves you. She just made a big old mistake. Everybody makes mistakes. So, and that's all I have to say about that. And then one more thing too, and then this is not, I'm not saying that this is their situation, but just on the note of the black man and their mothers. Why is it that single mothers, some situations are crazy where they have these sons and they look to their sons as if they're the spouse? It's weird, but they're like putting the pressure on the son, like the son is the mate. The son is, even as a grown man, the son, what the son does for you as a grown man, that is out of his heart. That's something that's not, he's not obligated to do that. I hope people know that. I hope mothers know that. Your sons are not obligated to do jack for you. You took care of your sons and your daughters because that's what you were supposed to do. That's what God said we have to do as a parent. Take care of our children, rear them. Excuse me. But our children don't owe us jack. That's just, you know, whatever our children does for us, that's something that they're doing out of the kindness of our, they don't have to do anything for us, no matter who they are. They don't have to do anything for us. But for some reason, some black women, they make their sons feel like they have to, like, oh, you gotta do this for me. I mean, where does that come from? And I think it's something with the impoverished mentality. Everybody wants their child to be successful, boy or girl. Everybody. There's no parent that don't want to see their children blossom and flourish, but not flourishing for the sake of what they're going to do for me. No, that's not why we want to see our children successful. We want to see our children successful because we want them to have a better life than what we had, most of us. That's the whole point. We want to see them. We don't want them to struggle. We want them to have an easier life. We want them to be able to take vacations and we want them to be fulfilled. We want them to be happy with the choices that they make, with their decisions. We don't want to see them looking back and on decisions and saying, oh, I wish I would have done this when I had the chance. When I was 25 and that opportunity came, I wish I would have taken this opportunity, blah, blah, blah. We don't want them to have those regrets. We want them to flourish and do all that they want to do when the opportunity is there, opportunities are there, so that they can be happy and successful. That's it. We want them to be happy and successful for themselves, not because of what they can do for us. Period. So that's something that she needs to really look in the mirror and really come back down to earth herself, is what she needs to do. She needs to sit somewhere and pull out a journal and think back to her son when he was a little boy, and how she used to look at him and say, well, I sure hope my children make it. I sure hope my children get their education. I sure hope my children, get them good jobs and be able to take care of themselves and not have to live like this or that. That's what you're doing. That's what you need to write in a journal and think back to when they were little. That way you can come back down to your reality. Because if you're going to go online, talk about what your child didn't do as an adult for you, something's wrong. Something's wrong with that, and you need to apologize to your son. You need to apologize to him. And it's just like It's the same way that parents are not obligated to be doing a lot of stuff for their adult children. Okay, parents, once your child is a certain age, they're really supposed to be doing for themselves. So we're not obligated to the things that a parent does when your child is a certain age. You're doing it out of the kindness of your heart, but you don't have to do jack. Once you've raised your child, you don't have to do jack. Just like a child, once a child is grown and gone, they don't have to do jack for you. They do stuff out of the kindness of their heart. So yeah. And then I don't care because it's normal for a person to say, oh yeah, when I, if a person have big dreams and they say, oh yeah, when I make it, I'm gonna buy you this, I'm gonna buy you that. That's normal. That's what we all do when we were young. But whether you do those things or not, that's up to that person. They're not obligated just because they said they were going. Come on now. Mm-mm. And I hope and this is maybe because he's about to get to this next level. Maybe this is a teaching stone for the both of them. Maybe he needs to take a step back and say, okay, I gotta rethink of how I'm supporting my family. I need them to step up to the plate, and I'm not in the position to do all of this for them at this, not just yet. You know what I'm saying? And then the family, they need to step back and say, we're not at that Jay-Z level yet. Let me go get my tail a job. So if he can't pay it, or if he does not pay it, I can pay it. That's it. And that's what needs to happen. But the most important thing right now, because we got this man that I see that is in some pain inside. That's what I'm seeing. So I think that this lady needs to apologize, have a talk, give him a hug, have a talk, and tell him how much she loves him, regardless of what he does for her or not. That needs to happen immediately, because the man is in pain. Finesse2tymes is in pain, and I would be in pain too. That man is heartbroken from his mom doing that. That's crazy. She needs to apologize. She needs to give him a hug, and she needs to let him know no matter what he does or doesn't do, she's still going to love him. She's still going to be his mom, and hold it down like you're supposed to. Hold it down. Come on now. That's not how you don't do stuff like that. And that's what I have to say about that. That's what I have to say about that. And I pray that somebody around him has given him that message, and I hope somebody around her has put her in her place too. Look what his enemy did. That guy hustled. What was it? Whatever the enemy on social media, like he was mocking the situation. Talking about, I gave her his mom. Like, you don't want to put business out there like that, so you can have that man's enemies like laughing at him and people all around. Come on now. It's hard enough for these men out here, and then you're gonna put all that out there on the internet like that. That's crazy. That's crazy. And honestly, you didn't make him look stupid. You made yourself look stupid. It doesn't look like nothing is wrong with this lady. You are not a handicapped lady. There's nothing wrong with you. And you sitting there talking about you about to be evicted on the internet. Like, you made yourself look stupid, not your son. You made yourself look stupid. Like, come on now. That's not your husband. That's crazy. So yeah, that's my take on it. And for those that may come in and watch, be sure to like the video. Let me turn the light on for a minute. I can. Okay. So be sure to like the video. Thank you for watching. I had my live scheduled for tonight, and you see I'm on the road taking care of something, and because I had to. But let me turn the light off. So but yeah, comment down below on what you think about that, what you think that my opinion is, what you think about that. And let's share the video. Let's share it, and maybe he might see this video. maybe somebody might watch it and relay the message to him, because I think the man, I think he needs to hear that. I think he needs to hear these things. So let's build our brothers, let's build our guys up, okay, so they can, you know, be the next Jay-Z's and be able to do all this stuff that we hope that they can do and all that. But we got to get them there. We can't break them down. Let's build them. You know, we got to build them up. And don't be expecting somebody to do something that you didn't teach them to do. Did you show a responsible adult? Did you make sure that all your stuff, your bills were paid, your lights were never turned off, you never got it? Did you really show your kids that? Because from what I hear, she did not. She did not. So you cannot sit there and bash that man when you were not. You didn't show the perfect parent. You didn't show that part of life, being the responsible person. So yeah, that's my take, and that's all I have to say about it. I am April TCG. Thank you for watching, my TCG fam. Sorry we had to do our live in the car, but hey, you know, you gotta take care of life. So nice to see you guys. If you haven't already done so, be sure to subscribe, like, and share this video. And I will see you next time. And I'm out. Peace.